Hi, how are you doing? This is Pastor Cheryl. I saw something on YouTube this morning that was concerning. It said there's a YouTube preacher that has been telling people that the world is going to just end. No, the planet is not going to disappear. The sun is not going to stop going black. It's not going to end. I've talked to God about this. God tells me that that star, our sun, is going to be up there for billions and billions and like eons of years. It's going to be there. And there's stages in which a star dies. At first, it goes into a red phase, and then it'll expand out, and that's when it'll burn the planet to a crisp. And this is millions of years from now. It just won't, life won't continue. God reassures me there will always be life here. There will always be some form of life, no matter what stage the planet goes into. He said there might be changes, even rearranged somehow, but there will be some changes, but life will continue. Um, I have students. Was a substitute teacher years ago. Um, and taught K through 12, all subjects, all grades, through the Quad Cities here. And my high school students were afraid to go on to college because they said the world was going to end. They said, what's the point? What's the point of going to college if the world is going to end? They just didn't want the big student loan. They thought they would never be able to pay it off because, after all, the world is going to end. Come on now. They've been saying that for a long, long time, for centuries. I remember discussing this with my grandmother many years ago, and she said she remembered Halley's Comet. And she thought they thought Halley's Comet was going to hit the Earth. It was really bright in the sky. You could actually see it. It was Argon up there, and she said you could actually see it, and they thought it was going to hit the Earth, and it didn't. It boomeranged around the sun and went out again. And next time it came, it wasn't as bright and flashy because then you couldn't see the tail. And yes, Halley's Comet did come around again. And it was a big chunk of ice. It was smaller. It was smaller. And this other thing with a long name, Uber Amo Gao sort of thing, was a long, thin thing. That was also a piece of ice and has been caught in the gravitational pull of our sun. It'll eventually disappear. Don't worry about it. It's a piece of ice. It's not a rock. It's a piece of ice. Um, and as far as um, atom bombs go, nuclear weapons. No one is stupid enough to use them. They were built to be a ploy. Now, we only had two that went off, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And after we saw what it did, we decided we're not going to shoot any more of those things off. That's it. That's it. No more. Yes, they build them. And we have some in silos out west. We're not sure if they work. Now think about it. Have you ever heard of any testing? Did they actually really test those things? Think about that. No, I've never heard of them testing those rockets, to see if they fly. I've just never. Come on now. And we're making China, the Chinese emperor called Z. His name is XI. Seems like a real sweet, gentle old man. He's getting nervous and upset when Putin is threatening to nuke the United States. That means the nukes would be going over China. He's like, he's no, wait a minute. You're going over our land and getting too close. And after all, there's fallout and it spreads and it's poison. And he says they have those things too, but they're not stupid enough to use them. They're used as just a threat, like a little bargaining chip, to um, get other countries to behave themselves. And so, anyway, that's basically the message from God: is no, the earth is not going to just cease to exist. It's not going to stop spinning. That sun out there is not going to stop burning. What the rapture is about is taking us out temporarily away from the planet while something is going on down here, and then bringing us back. We'll be brought back to rebuild. After all, if you break it, you fix it. If something here is broken, people will be here. They'll need our help. Of course we'll come back. People need us. Yeah, we'll come back. And also, you have to think about something. We are built, our bodies, for a specific environment. Excuse me. We're built for a specific environment. We're built just to live here. Where's he going to put us? Here? Yeah. This is our planet. We're made from this planet. We live here. We evolved from the earth. We're part of the earth. He really can't, let's say, permanently remove us. And we have an obligation here to the people who live here. And yeah, you'll go through the Antichrist with a little, thing in the hand and the head, whatever. Anyway, even our neighbors, and I have watched this. We've been watching these UFO narratives. And the little grays say not to merge with machines. They said it nearly killed their planet. They nearly killed their civilization and everything. They said, don't do that. Makes sense, merging people with a machine. We call them computers, AI. And they said, don't do that. They also said to get rid of anything nuclear down here. We are really here to help one another. We're here for one another. There's only one race. It's called the human race. We're all humans. And we are here for one another. The best we could do is if, let's say, a certain region or a certain country is having a hard time with food, give them some. Send out a shipment of, we have things that are like dried lentils, dried beans, rice, non-perishables. That's easy to store. And then we got canned goods. But as far as shipments, yeah, the dried stuff works very well. If there's, a particular country or region that needs food, we are here for one another. We're supposed to work together. So yes, there will be a rapture. There will be another great war, but think about it. Do you really want that to happen? Pray against any more wars. No World War III. We keep hearing about it. And go on to college. Go on to college. It'll be the best thing that ever happened to you. It'll help form you. And it's a great experience. I encourage all young people to go to college. And so, what about student loans are getting forgiven anyway? Mine was forgiven. I had 100,000. Think about that. It was forgiven by that Biden administration. Eventually, we will not have student loans. We'll have free education. Best thing. It'll be the best thing for us. So go ahead, go on to college, get your degree, because the world is not going to stop spinning. Okay? And so I'll sign off for now. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.